Hello and blessings to you. You know, the last video I told you how you would die. In this video, I want to explain to you how all that can happen at your bedside while those around you only see your eyes glaze over. Now, if you've been following me for any length of time, you know how I share Adam, A-D-A-M, equals atom, A-T-O-M. 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, 6 protons, 666. And when the adversary is exposed in the book of Revelation, he will be exposed as just a man, 666. And this is important. Knowing how everything was created in the book of Genesis, and unlike antique church, belief created to deceive, every day in this creation period is 1,000 years to us. Yahweh is the great architect. That's what square and compass stands for in the Freemasonry symbol. Not to be using Masons as a holy source, only that Satan knows Scripture and mocks it. Half truth, half lie. This is how he snares everyone. The half truth puffs folks up in pride, knowledge, and then they fall into a lie. And the sad thing is, many never wake up from it. But there has to be building blocks in order to create something. And this is where the Creator Most High amazes even the angels when the very vibration of his voice created the atom with his own energy and frequency. And now that's important to remember. Energy, and this is science. Being the architect is a lot of work. He isn't a genie from a bottle that just blinks, or a witch to twitch his nose and poof, there it is. No, it's science. No reasoning things just appear. But the architect is the boss. Their energy is spent in design. So who's carrying out the work and how did they do it? It was the angels who didn't fall with Hasatan in the first earth age who helped make this earth age. And their task was to glorify the Father in all his awesomeness. And this architect has his sons, messengers, angels, whatever you want to label them as. And I believe for this video, sons is the best term, as father and son has always been a business model, if I can use that analogy. Now, the interesting things about atoms is when they are pressed together tight enough, they become objects to us. These sons was directed in how to push these atoms together, which makes up our physical world, including us. That's why hell exists, to purify his breath of life so his vibration or word does not return to him void. Another interesting thing about atoms is although it's a solid object to us, there is a huge amount of space in between the atoms themselves. Well, it's more like an energy field circling the nucleus. Let's call this energy field a dimension. So what you have in this dimension where we are now is created in a way we can't see the atoms. So we can't see the space in between the atoms. This is what separates dimensions is mathematics and physics. The number of values or concordance needed to specify a point, like one line for 1D, or 2 for a flat surface, 2D, or 3 for our familiar world, 3D. And there's degrees of freedom how many ways a point can move on an object. And there's space-time, which with 3 dimensions, length, width, height, plus time, known as the 4th dimension. The spirit world atoms are arranged in such a way they can pass through our dimension undetected and unseen. As always, I like to give an example. So think of yourself as walking through smoke. Here you have 2 forms of atoms. One is able to walk through the other. It's all about energy. Remember, they are walking through atoms with an energy field circling the nucleus. The closer to the nucleus they allow themselves, the more of them we see. That's how you get glimpses of things you thought you seen, but was only a flash. 2 worlds or 2 dimensions can exist on the same plane. This is how Moses and Elijah appeared together with Messiah. This is how angels were able to eat, sleep, and have sexual relations with humans. The spirit world can navigate through the atoms of this world unseen. They can also show themselves given the right circumstances. And I don't want to go into detail like I normally do when describing reality, but let me just say, the more wicked a deed, the more energy between these atoms, and the 2 worlds start to merge. And when we become that wicked in our heart, we can see them. Same as if we're given spiritual eyes, we can see them too. And I know both sides of that coin. That's how I speak with such confidence. The difference in the bad spirits and angels of light is angels can fully come into this dimension, appearing and actually being a solid form to us, where bad spirits cannot fully cross into this dimension. Now, I know the accusations. Richard's adding to the scripture. Show me the verse, and it better read just the way you told it. No parables, no metaphors, no analogies. I'm sorry. I can only give a context that complements both scripture and science. This is end-time knowledge, not hidden in a dead cave, but gifted to you freely for all. You have to open your mind. You might say, but Richard, I don't believe in an earth age before this one, and I do believe in 6 literal days of creation. These people don't never agree, no matter how much scripture I provide, and it is these same people who will agree with me. This world will pass away, and a new earth age will take its place. No one's flying away. The new Jerusalem comes down here, and it will be a new dimension. That's why we all get new bodies. Not the old bodies we fought Satan in, not these old bodies we're being tested in now, but a whole new alignment of atoms, but still on this plane. The real point I'm making here is the spirit world is real. That's how you are tempted. That's how intrusive thoughts enter your mind, because you are hearing them on a frequency without really recognizing it. You might think those are your thoughts without influence. these bad supernatural spirits, these bad demons exist right beside us, cannot easily overtake our bodies. You have to actually invite them in for that. But like any good con man, they can see us and read our faces. They can see our temperature like infrared. They know our personality. After all, many of them are very familiar to us. We recognize them when we hear a certain song or watch a television show, uh, maybe a yearly event like the Holy Days that comes around. And it's not a joke, they're called the Holy Days or holiday spirits. They were attached to us as children, not only through sweet holidays, but also through bad experiences such as abuse. They've watched us grow up, and it's not an accident these spirits know your weaknesses. They have studied us our entire life. That's where all those nasty thoughts come from. That's where all that judgment of others comes from. That's what makes the heart wicked, and who can know it? They might whisper the same thing 99 times to our heart, and we say no. But that 100th time, who can know it? It's not like you say no once and that's the end of it. My friends, this is a race of endurance, not a race of speed. This is endurance race, not speed race. The spirit world is real. They know you.